If money is energy, then Venus is your magnet. Now, you know I couldn't do a money series without talking about the star of the show, which is Venus. Now, your Venus sign can reveal a lot in a little bit of information. It can reveal your earning style, what money generating activities feel good to you, plus how you attract money generally. Venus is everything when it comes to your financial situation. So in this video, I will be talking about how Venus can tell you everything you need to know about your earning style. So let's get into it and talk about how Venus can influence your financial flow. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new around here, hi, hello, and welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and sound therapist, and I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. So if you're new, welcome. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So like I said in the intro, today's video is all about your Venus sign and what it says about your earning style. All right. But before we get into the details of today's video, I want to give you a reminder of not only what I'm doing here, but why I'm doing it and all of the wonderful information surrounding all of that. So welcome to day 8 of my 31-day money and astrology series. So the purpose of this series is so that you can know and understand what your particular money situation looks like. Look, we're living at very uncertain times, right? And money is top of mind. Even when we're living in kind of certain times, money is always top of mind. But it's not just about following the latest trend or hopping on the latest side hustle or digital product that everyone else is doing. When you understand what works specifically for you, money starts to make sense. Point blank, period, and pun intended. All right. And so that is the purpose of this series, to get you to understand your particular money story so that you can make the right changes and take the right actions to secure the bag. All right. So I will be showing up here on YouTube every day during the month of October with a new video for you on money and astrology. So if you haven't subscribed already and set notifications, do that so that you don't miss a video. And just for general information, videos drop every day at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can set an alarm if you want so that you don't miss a thing. All right. But this 31-day series is much more than just videos. So first, I'm actually doing a giveaway along with this series. All right. And so the link for the giveaway is down below. And the gist of this giveaway is that the more people subscribe to this channel, the more people have the chance to win a free blueprint experience, which is my signature natal chart experience. Now, the blueprint is not just a reading, all right? You get a 60-minute personalized natal chart reading. You get your own private client portal where you will find a whole bunch of resources based around your particular natal chart. Plus, you also get a 30-day money map, which is a 30-day strategy for you to change your financial situation that's customized specifically based on your natal chart. All right. Plus, you get some other bonuses. So it is a whole experience, not a reading. And so for this giveaway, the more people subscribe to this channel, the more people I will pick to win my blueprint experience. All right. Now you can get all of the information in the link down below. Okay. And so that's not all either. Now, if you want more, let's say you're watching this series and you've got questions or you want to know more about a particular topic, then you will want to join me over in my private online community, Cosmic Collective. This is where you'll not only have bonus material, but where I go live every Friday for Cosmic Cash Flow Fridays, where I dive deeper into the subject matter of the week. Plus, I give you the opportunity to ask questions based on either the material or even your specific natal chart. All right. Cosmic Collective is my private online community. It's $11 a month, but if you sign up now, you get a free 2-week trial. All right. So if you want to know more, that's definitely where it's at. And speaking of more, there is more. So this is all to sort of get you acclimated to my natal chart experience, which is the blueprint. However, later this month, I'm actually going to be launching a course, a mini course. Maybe you're not ready for the full experience, but maybe you want to learn how to read your natal chart on your terms. I will be dropping my signature natal chart course called Charted. I'll be doing that later this month. You'll hear all about it, but I wanted to let you know now so you can get prepared. Maybe you're someone who wants to learn on your own time and you want to learn in your own way. Charted is going to be for you. All right. So that is basically the gist of what's going on with this series and what's going on here at Divine Feminine Works within the month of October. So now that we've gotten all of the logistics and the administration out of the way, let's get into today's topic, which is all about Venus, your Venus sign, and what it says about your earning style. So let's begin by talking about why Venus matters for money. So, like I said before, Venus is the money planet, right? But how exactly does that work? And what is the energy signature of Venus really like? So the one thing that I want you to remember is that Venus is about attraction and also pleasure. So when we talk about money, particularly when we talk about like money flow, the two things that you want to keep in mind is that it's about attracting money to you, not necessarily chasing it, and doing what feels good and pleasurable. You know how when people talk about if you do what you love, you can make money from it. That is very much true. Don't let the world fool you by saying that you got to grind, hustle, and be in survival mode. Okay? Doing what feels good is what helps not only attract money to you, but also get it to flow to you rather than you having to chase it or swim upstream for it. The other thing that I want to mention about Venus is that Venus is about ease. Now, typically, we don't always associate money with ease because we think that we have to really work hard for it, that we have to grind and hustle for it. But if Venus is the planet of money and the energy signature of Venus is ease, therefore, it follows that money should flow easily. So I want you to understand this pattern. It's about feeling good. It's about attracting, not chasing, and it is about ease. This is what you always want to keep top of mind when it comes to making more money or even changing your financial situation. You want to align with what feels good, what flows with ease, okay? Now, that may take some deep programming and reprogramming, but once you get into that Venus energy signature, that's when money starts to make sense. All right, so now let's get into what each Venus sign means and signifies for your earning style. First, we've got Venus in Aries, okay, or Aries Venus. You could say both interchangeably. So the way that Venus in Aries attracts money is through bold action, initiation, leadership, and fearlessness. Now, Venus is a feminine energy planet, all right? And I just mentioned before, it's about attraction, not chasing. But if you've got Venus in Aries or an Aries Venus, you got to do a little work. You got to start something. You have to be fearless in wanting to lead and to blaze a new trail. That's likely what feels good to you, and that's definitely what allows money to flow to you. Next up, we've got Venus in Taurus. If you've got Venus in Taurus, stability, consistency with money are a big thing for you. That's definitely your earning style. You want money that comes in regularly and on time. But not just that, Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And so when it comes to money attraction and financial flow, you definitely like what feels good, as Taurus is a very sensual sign. Not just that, luxury and material abundance are definitely a part of your earning style. So likely, maybe you like to make money so that you can buy the things that you like and that make you feel good. The other thing that I'll say about Taurus is that it also, or Venus in Taurus, is that it has to do with beauty. So your attraction style, how you earn money, may have a lot to do with beauty, maybe beauty products or the beauty industry. All right. Next, we've got Venus in Gemini. And Venus in Gemini thrives on variety, communication, and expression. So your earning style may have a lot to do with teaching, with learning, and with communication. It could also have to do with writing or expressing yourself or publishing something. Venus in Gemini can be kind of busybody. So Venus in Gemini, when it comes to your earning style, you may earn money in a variety of ways since Gemini likes a certain amount of variety. But just be mindful that you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but you are likely someone to have multiple streams of income because that's what makes you feel good and that's how money flows to you naturally. Next, we've got Venus in Cancer. And for you, you nurture for a living. Cancer is the sign of nurturing, of developing, of emotions and intuition. So when it comes to your earning style, you could be in a caregiver position. You could have an earning potential that is tied to domestic affairs and home. Like two of the sort of professions that I think about with like Venus and Cancer would be like a nurse or maybe even like an interior decorator. Okay. Two very different fields, but very much Venus in Cancer. So, having an emotional connection and home family focus are also a very big part of your earning style. But above all else, Venus in Cancer, you got to use your intuition. It's not about logic, it's not about passion. For you, it's all about emotions and intuition. Next is Venus in Leo, and for you, magnetism is money. I like to think of Venus and Leo people as people who could literally just show up as themselves and get paid for it. So for you, you have a lot of passion, you have a lot of magnetism, you also have a lot of creativity. Expressing yourself in a creative way is really a big part of your earning style. And it really speaks to how you can show up and be yourself and get paid for it. Either way, Venus and Leo, you're meant to stand out. You're meant to garner attention. And that's likely how money flows to you and how you secure the bag. Next up, we've got Venus in Virgo. And for you, you guys are like the managers of the zodiac. Venus in Virgo earns money through managing, through organizing, and through service. You are typically like in a supporting role, or again, you could be like a managerial or supervisory role. But you bring order to chaos. People depend on you and look to you to tidy things up, to clean up messes sometimes, or to just have things be in order. When you want something done right, you typically look to a Virgo. And a Venus in Virgo attracts money through service, organization, and bringing order to chaos. Next up, we've got Venus in Libra. Now, Venus in Libra is in its home sign. The other placement where Venus is at home is in Taurus. So, Venus in Libra, you guys, along with Taurus, have this ability to naturally attract the money to you. And for you, it's all about partnerships. Partnerships are how you get paid, okay? So, it means that it doesn't mean that you have to do something related to relationships, like a relationship therapist or something like that. However, success, particularly financial success, comes through collaboration and teamwork. So whatever you're doing, likely you shouldn't do it alone. You should be working in tandem with other people, being part of a team, and bringing beauty and fairness to things. So this could be just like Taurus working in the beauty industry, or maybe even working in the legal industry where you are focused on justice and fairness for all to the extent that the legal industry can have that. But that's another story for another video. But either way, partnership gets you paid. Next, we've got Scorpio Venus, and you guys are in the depths of hell, and I mean that in the best way possible. How you attract money is through depth, intimacy, and transformation. Whatever you do, if you've got Venus and Scorpio, it has to be something substantive. Your earning style is about beginnings and endings in the cycle of life. It's also very intense. Now, Scorpio has a lot to do with psychology. And so weaving something psychological into what you do will likely have a great positive effect on your financial flow. Scorpio also has to do with sex and the taboo. So perhaps your earning style has something to do with something that's unconventional. I don't want to say unsavory, but maybe you're doing something that society might, look at you sideways for. But either way, whatever you do, do it deeply, intensely, and perhaps you do something that's very transformative, that helps people go through an ending, or perhaps helps people birth something. That is how finances flow to you. Next up is Venus in Sagittarius. And for you, finances equal freedom, or should I say freedom equals finances. Sagittarius is the sign of sort of getting out of your comfort zone, spontaneity, travel. But there's a certain freedom and liberation that's directly tied to your financial flow. Something that has to do with travel, something that has to do with things that are foreign to you, anything that could open your mind and broaden your horizons is very much a part of your earning style signature, okay? So this could also be teaching, but I'm talking about teaching on a higher level, like higher levels of consciousness, being in spirituality, being in travel. These are ways that money could flow to you effortlessly and provide you with the thing that you value the most, which is freedom. Next up, we've got Venus in Capricorn, and y'all are the disciplined earners. Y'all can be a little strict and tight with your money, and your earning style is very systematic and structured. Much like Taurus that likes money to come in consistently and regularly, you're the same. However, you do this on like a higher level. Capricorn is the boss, and your earning style has a lot to do with expertise, authority. You could be a boss, manager, sort of in the same vein as Virgo. But also, you could be someone who is just very structured. You put systems together. But most importantly, you are very disciplined with how you earn. So you are very much willing to cut out what doesn't work, stick to a system that does, and enjoy a steady flow of money. Next, we have Venus in Aquarius. And if you've got Venus in Aquarius, money for you is something that fluctuates and that you may experience a lot of surprises with. Now, Aquarius is the sign of innovation and invention. So creating something new, or even improving upon something that is existing, is very much a part of your earning style. Now, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. At least that's one of the co-rulers of Aquarius. And Uranus is sudden surprises, sudden shifts. It's like thunderbolt kind of energy, right? And so your earning style can be like that. It could be like feast or famine for you. It could be a season of a lot or a season of not so much. Now, tech is also associated with Aquarius, and so tech may also be a very big part of your earning style. But whatever it is, your earning style is very much future focused and likely sort of out of the box and out of our comfort zones. But you help lead us into the future, and that is how you definitely get paid. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Pisces. Now, Venus is exalted in Pisces, meaning that her energy is super potent. When a planet is exalted in a sign, it's like that sign throws a party for that planet in its honor. So Venus is the guest of honor in the Pisces party. Okay. And so Venus in Pisces is healing, but it's very creative. This is the essence of creativity. Venus in Pisces is like your singers, your dancers, your artists. And that's how you attract money to you. Spirituality is also a big part of the Pisces energy signature. So that could also be how you secure the bag and how finances flow to you. But either way, there's no boundaries when it comes to money for you. Money is limitless, literally. but you just have to tap into that ethereal energy and that creativity. And that's how finances flow to you effortlessly. So let's briefly talk about why this all matters and sort of some quick integration tips that you can use depending on your particular Venus sign. All right. So we already talked about how your Venus sign details your earning style. And of course, when we talk about changing our financial situation, earning is key. And if you're doing it in tandem with how you're designed to earn, that is the sweet spot between like purpose and profit. All right. So first, Venus shows what you value and what you'll work hard to protect. Venus is the sign of value. And if you are talking about earning, you want to do something that you value. You don't want to just do things to do things. And this speaks to what I was talking about before about, hopping on the latest trend or doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. Again, Venus shows you what you value and what you'll work hard to protect. That is sort of your particular financial blueprint. Next, aligning your career or business model with your Venus sign is what equals sustainable success. Okay, so when we talk about career or business, don't just do whatever your parents want to do or whatever's trending at the moment, right? So many people are getting into tech, and no shade to that. But maybe you are far away from enjoying tech or even valuing it in your life like that. When you align your career moves and your business moves with your Venus sign, that's how you flow. That's how money flows to you effortlessly. Maybe not effortlessly, but easier than if you were to swim upstream. Okay, and then finally, when you ignore your Venus sign and your earning style, earning feels forced or draining. And remember what I said before, Venus is about pleasure. Venus wants to do what feels good, what is aligned with ease. When you're doing all that other shit that everyone else is doing, ease is the last person to come to the party, or the last invite to the party, right? And life is too short to do shit that doesn't feel good and that's draining, especially in these times. We have enough that's draining us. When you align with your Venus sign, ease and flow are promised to you, point blank, period. So that's essentially why your Venus sign and your earning style matter in the greater picture of your financial story. Like I said before, Venus is kind of the star of the show when it comes to our financial story. And as a matter of fact, this week, videos 8 through 14 in this 31-day series are dedicated to Venus and everything that you need to know about Venus in your natal chart. And speaking of which, in my signature service, The Blueprint, we go real hard into Venus in your natal chart, what it means for your money, among other things, but how you can use Venus in order to change your financial situation. And even in my course Charted, which will be launching later this month, we take a deep dive into Venus. And so you can understand what she's really like and how best to use her energy. All right. So definitely stick around for all of that. But to recap, Venus, it's your financial story. It is how you attract money. And it is your earning style, point blank, period. So if there's anything that you need to know about Venus, it's that. All right. And so don't forget to take my abundance archetype quiz. It's a fun little quiz. If you want to know more about your particular abundance archetype, the link is in the description box below. If you want more on this particular topic and the ability to ask questions, join me over in Cosmic Collective. The link for that is in the description box below as well. Don't forget this giveaway. If you find this information, if you find these videos informative, share them with people who may need this information, whether they're new to astrology or not. We could all learn a lot from these videos that I'm putting out. All right. So share the videos, enter the giveaway so you can enter to win a free blueprint experience. All right, my loves. So that's pretty much all I got for you for this video. All right. So hopefully you were able to get at least one important piece of information that you can use in relation to your particular natal chart and your particular financial story. All right. So join me tomorrow where we go a little deeper into Venus and we talk about Venus retrograde. Now, retrograde seems to be a dirty word. However, Venus retrograde is amazing when it comes to your financial story and when it comes to changing your financial circumstances. Like when I say it is amazing, I ain't lying. All right, so tomorrow's video is all about Venus retrograde and your money. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.